And so that's my little worry. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why the fuck is she saying that at a marriage equality event? Well, I'll tell you why. Because even though that's my worry, I don't want you to feel pressured to live your life in any particular way. I want you to have the freedom to be as fucking queer as you want to be. But the reason that I believe with every fiber of my being that we need to pass this referendum is because I want you to have the exact same choices as your straight brothers and sisters. I want you believe with every fiber of my gay being that every citizen in this republic should be treated exactly the same, and that every citizen should have the same, or be able to have the same ambitions and all of those things. So if what you want to do is to get married and move to the suburbs and be boring with your gay boyfriend, well then, I want you to be able to do that, because that should be your choice. I would hope that some of you lesbians might decide, no, fuck that, I'm going to live with these two veterinarians and be in trouble. You know, and if that's what you want to do, you should be able to do that too. But I want you to have exactly the same choices in life that your straight sister has. Do you get me? Yes! So that's why, vote fucking yes! Okay, so that's the serious part out of the way. Now I think, well, what the fuck am I going to talk to these kids about? What are the kids interested in? Oh, they like celebrities and pop music. So I'm going to tell you a story about the time that I met Madonna. Now, in order to tell you this story properly, I first have to point out that I have, more than one brother. I have the straight brother that we've already been introduced to, but I also have another homosexual brother. And he lives in Rome, which is a very gay thing to do, I realize. And he has a gay boyfriend, which is another very super gay thing. So he and his gay boyfriend, they live together in a very gay way in Rome. And his boyfriend's name is Sergio. Now, you're probably going, why am I telling you that? Because Sergio is going to be important in this story, okay? So my brother actually knows Madonna for many years, and it's a weird thing, but that's a whole other show. You'll have to pay for a ticket to come to hear that one. And my brother and I, we also had a very good friend in common, an Irish man, and he was very super good friends with Madonna, this Irish guy, and he passed away just 2 years ago. So this story is going to take place at a funeral, so he passed away, and a couple of days before the funeral, he's going to be buried here in Dublin, he's from Dublin, and my brother emailed me. Now, my brother is a real micromanager, and he emails me weird, messages all the time. And the email said, now, I can't come to the funeral because of work commitments, but Sergio is going to come to Dublin for the funeral. Now, Madonna is also coming to the funeral. Now, I don't think that Madonna is going to know anybody at the funeral. So I think you should sit with her in the church. Now, my brother, he's weird, so I was just rolling my eyes thinking, well, that's just laughable. She's fucking Madonna. I don't think she's going to turn up at Dublin Airport, then get the airport bus into town, and then sort of, you want to, can anybody, get a taxi out to the church in Monkstown? She's going to be in Monkstown. Oh, we have somebody from Monkstown. Well, who for you? Jesus, some people are so fucking middle class. Anyway, so I rolled my eyes and just forgot about that, and just I put that down to my crazy record. So on the morning of the funeral, I went and I picked up my friend Brendan Courtney, who's also here this evening. You're going to be meeting him. And Brendan and I, then we went and picked up Sergio. You remember Sergio, my brother's boy? We picked him up from his hotel, and then the three of us drove out to Monkstown, for the funeral. Now, when we get there, there's a lot of people gathered outside the church in Monkstown, and now there are a couple of paparazzi across the road, and now there are a few other celebrity types, because the guy who passed away, he had a lot of celebrity type friends. Graham Norton was there, that kind of thing. But of course, the paparazzi, they don't give a fuck about Brendan Courtney or Graham Norton, do they? They're just hoping that Madonna's going to turn up, Anyway, so we hang around outside, and then eventually the service is about to start, and no sign of Madonna, so we think, oh, she's obviously not coming. So we go into the church, and the service starts, and then it goes on, and then about 10 minutes before the end of the service, there's a small commotion at the back of the church in Monkstown, and then a small group of people walk up the central aisle, and they sit in the pew alongside from us. And I just sort of glance over, and I see Madonna's elbow. It's very definitely Madonna. You'd all recognize Madonna's elbow. And I'm not Brendan, and Brendan looks over, and oh my God, it's Madonna's elbow. And there's a change of atmosphere in the small church in Monkstown. There's a small tension because fucking Madonna has just walked into a church in Monkstown. But then I sort of think, well, we're actually here for a funeral of a very dear friend, so let's try and concentrate on that. And the service continues, and then eventually the service ends. And everybody gets up to leave, and we get up and we squeeze out by Madonna. And we go outside. Now, everybody gathers outside, and Madonna is the last person to come out of the church in Monkstown. And she comes out with her 2 girlfriends and a very hot security man. And when she does, of course, the paparazzi go mental, and they run out, which I thought was very inappropriate at a funeral. And the hot security man, he sort of grabs Madonna by the elbow that we've already been introduced to, and he sort of leads her through the crowd and then pushes her down the side of the church into this small annex, and they disappear. And we sort of think, oh, well, that's the end of our Madonna experience. But that all seemed fine, we saw Madonna. And so then I say to Brendan and Sergio, you know, I don't like the cemetery part. Because everyone was going to go to the cemetery part for the hole in the ground thing. I don't like the hole in the ground thing. That's not how I like to remember people. So I said, let's skip the hole in the ground part and let's go straight to the after party, which was being held out in Powers Court in that fancy hotel there. It was that kind of funeral. And Brendan and Sergio, they're gay as well, and they don't like the hole in the ground thing either. I think it's a gay thing. And so they said, yeah, let's fuck the cemetery. And the cemetery, by the way, was like a long, you know, in that direction, and then everyone's going to have to come all the way back 2 months down, then all the way back to Powers Court. So, you know, it was going to be a whole long day. And it was a beautiful day. So we go. So we drove out to Powers Court. Gorgeous day, and when we get there, we go into the hotel. Now, I'm assuming most of you are working class and have never been to that fancy hotel, but it's really lovely, and it's very big. It's very impressive. We go into the lobby, and it's very large, and there's a monkey suit there. So I go over to the monkey suit and I say, "Hi, we're in here for the funeral after party." And he goes, "Oh yes, it's going to be downstairs in the Gordon Ramsay restaurant." And it was that kind of funeral. And he said, "But actually, you know, you're the first year. We're not actually expecting anybody for maybe another 2 hours or so." I'm like, "Oh no, it's fine. Yes, you know, I understand that. You see, I'm gay, and I don't like the hole in the ground part." So we decided to fuck that, and we've come straight right here. So no, that's fine. We're going to go and enjoy your lovely grounds in this lovely sunny afternoon, and then we'll be back. You know. So we're about to go outside to explore the lovely grounds. And Sergio, see, I told you Sergio would be important in this story. Sergio says he needs to find a toilet, so he goes off to find a toilet. And Brendan and I wait for Sergio in the lobby of this hotel, and we're leaning on this railing, looking down the steps into the Gordon Ramsay restaurant. And